His cleaning made change his life in seconds. Damien Cross sat on his penthouse floor surrounded by shattered glass and empty bottles. Gun on the table. Loaded. Ready. Easy. 3 weeks since his lieutenant stole everything. His empire. His money. His territories. His respect. Everything he'd built for 20 years gone because he'd trusted the wrong person. Given power to someone who'd waited for the perfect moment to take it all. His family was dead or turned traitor. His organization scattered. His reputation destroyed. He was nothing. Nobody. Just a man with a gun and no reason not to use it. The penthouse was trashed. Mirrors broken. Furniture destroyed. Evidence of rage that had burned out to despair. To emptiness. To this moment. Gun. Decision. End. He picked it up. Felt the weight. The finality. The relief of knowing pain would stop. That failure would end. That he could just stop existing. Stop hurting. Stop being nothing. The door opened. He didn't look up. Didn't care. Probably more enemies. Coming to finish what betrayal started. Coming to kill him properly. Coming to erase him completely. Didn't matter. Was doing it himself anyway. Was beating them to it. Keys jingled. Footsteps. Light. Female. Not threat. Not enemy. The cleaning maid. Maria. Came Tuesdays. Today was. He didn't know what day it was. Time had become meaningless. The gun was still in his hand. Pointed at his own head. Finger on trigger. She should have run. Should have screamed. Should have fled this scene. This moment. This man clearly about to die. She didn't. She walked closer. Calm. Steady. Like finding suicidal men was Tuesday routine. Reached out. Took the gun. Gently. Firmly. He let her. Too surprised to resist. Too broken to fight. She removed the magazine. Cleared the chamber. Set both pieces on the far counter. Out of reach. Then did something completely unexpected. Made coffee. Before we continue, drop your city below. Pivotal moment of human connection ever. This man lost everything. This may just saved his life. What happens next will change how you see strength. How you see compassion. How you see what really matters. You need to see this. Let's go. The coffee maker gurgled. Normal sound. Domestic sound. Sound that didn't belong in this destroyed space. In this moment. In this man's ending. Maria moved around the kitchen like nothing was wrong. Like she hadn't just disarmed suicidal mafia boss. Like this was normal Tuesday. Normal cleaning. Normal day. Damien watched her. Couldn't process. Couldn't understand. Couldn't compute how she wasn't afraid. Wasn't running. Wasn't treating him like threat or victim. Just existed. Calmly. Competently. Normally. She poured 2 cups. Came back. Sat on the floor beside him. Not too close. Respecting space. But close enough. Present. There. Handed him coffee. He took it automatically. Hands shaking. Barely able to hold the cup. They sat in silence. Drinking coffee among destruction. Among evidence of his complete collapse. His total failure. His absolute end. Maria spoke finally. Her voice quiet. Accented. Certain. I've been where you are. Different circumstances. Same edge. Same gun. Same decision. Someone stopped me. Gave me coffee. Sat with me. Didn't try to fix anything. Just stayed. Just existed with me in the darkness until dawn came. Until I could breathe again. Until ending didn't seem like only option. I'm returning the favor. Passing it forward. Sitting with you. Until dawn. Until you can breathe. Until you remember there's tomorrow even when today is unbearable. Damien's voice was broken. Unused. Raw. You don't understand. I've lost everything. My empire. My power. My identity. Everything I was. Everything I built. Gone. Stolen. Destroyed. I'm nothing. Nobody. Just this. Maria sipped her coffee. I understand more than you think. I lost my husband. My daughter. Car accident. Drunk driver. They died instantly. I survived. Wished I hadn't. Spent months thinking about ending it. Joining them. Escaping the pain. The guilt. The emptiness. Until I realized something. The edge of suffering where ending seems right. That edge is also where transformation happens. Where you become something new. Something you weren't before. Something that only exists because everything else was destroyed. You're not nothing. You're between somethings. between who you were and who you'll become. That space is terrifying, is painful, is unbearable, but it's also possibility. It's also freedom. It's also a chance to build something different, something better, something actually yours. Her words hit differently than the platitudes others had offered. The empty condolences, the fake sympathy, the useless advice to move on, to get over it, to rebuild. She wasn't offering solutions, was offering understanding, was sitting in his pain with him, was acknowledging unbearable was real, was valid, was earned, but wasn't permanent, wasn't ending, wasn't identity, was moment, was transition, was, was something he could survive. Maybe, possibly, if he chose to. His hands steadied slightly, cup warming his palms, grounding him, reminding him he still had body, still had senses, still existed even when existence felt like punishment. Why are you here? Why did you come? I haven't paid you in 2 weeks. Can't pay you. Have nothing left. Why not just leave? Let me, let me finish this. Maria stood, started cleaning, gathering broken glass, picking up bottles, bringing order to chaos. I come because this is my job, because I said I would, because commitments matter even when, especially when everything else falls apart, because someone has to witness, has to see, has to know you existed. You mattered. You were here, even at your worst, even at your ending. Someone should know, should care, should stay. I'm staying. I'm witnessing. I'm here. Damien watched her work. Efficient, thorough, not trying to erase evidence of his breakdown. Just, just organizing it, making it manageable, making the physical space less overwhelming, less suffocating, less reflection of internal destruction. She'd been cleaning his penthouse for months. He realized suddenly, had watched his decline, his disintegration, his collapse, from powerful to broken, from boss to nothing. She'd seen it all, had kept coming, kept cleaning, kept existing in his space, bearing witness to his destruction, not judging, not never noticed her before, not really. She was staff, invisible, unimportant. Now she was everything, was the only person who'd shown up, who'd stayed, who'd taken the gun, who'd made coffee, who'd sat in his darkness without trying to fix it, just shared it, just held space for it, just let him be broken without demanding he pretend otherwise. She finished the immediate cleaning, came back, sat again, different spot, creating triangle of space, not trapping him, not crowding him, just, just being present, available, there. I'm not leaving until morning, until you sleep, until I know you're past this moment, this edge, this decision. You can hate me, can resent me, can whatever, but I'm not leaving you alone. Not tonight. Not like this. Damien should have been angry, should have asserted authority, should have demanded she leave. His home, his decision, his ending, but couldn't find energy for anger, for control, for anything except gratitude, except relief, except this tiny spark of something. Not hope exactly, not yet, but, but willingness to exist, to breathe, to see morning, to not, to not pull that trigger, to not end it, not yet, not tonight, not while she was here, while someone existed with him, while witness meant he still mattered, still existed, still was something, even if that something was just broken, just lost, just man on floor drinking coffee with stranger who'd save his life. They talked through the night, not continuously. Silence was comfortable, but periodically, sharing pieces. Maria told him about her family, about the accident, about the year after when everything was gray, when food tasted like ash, when sleep was escape, when waking was punishment, about the day she decided to end it, about the stranger who'd stopped her, who made coffee, who'd stayed, about how that one act, that one moment of being seen, of being valued, of matching to someone, had been enough, had been just barely enough to choose another day, another breath, another moment, until moments became hours, hours became days, days became bearable, until life became possible again. Different life, smaller life, life without husband and daughter, but life, something, existence that mattered because she'd chosen it, because she'd survived, because she'd passed edge and kept breathing. Damien told her about the betrayal, about Marco, his second in command, his brother in everything but blood. 20 years together, building empire, fighting wars, surviving, thriving, about missing signs, about trusting completely, about waking up one morning to find everything gone. Accounts emptied, territories given away, men turned, organizations scattered. About the realization that he'd been so focused on empire, he'd missed the coup, the systematic dismantling, the careful theft, everything taken while he believed in loyalty, in brotherhood, in trust that apparently meant nothing. About his family, his actual family, mother, sister, brother, all turning away, choosing winning side, choosing Marco, choosing what remained over what had been, leaving him, abandoning him, proving that power was all that mattered, that without it he was nothing, nobody, just man who'd lost, who'd failed, who deserved nothing, not even life. Maria listened, didn't minimize, didn't compare, didn't try to find silver lining, just, just heard him, validated that yes, this was unbearable, this was legitimate, this was worth grieving, worth rage, worth whatever he was feeling, because loss was loss, betrayal was betrayal, pain was pain, didn't matter what caused it, mattered that it hurt, that it broke something, that it made existence feel impossible. She didn't try to fix him, to solve anything, to provide answers, just, just sat, just existed, just made coffee when cups emptied, just breathed steady when his breathing got ragged, just stayed, like she'd promised, like someone should, like he needed even though he hadn't known it, hadn't known that presence, that simple human presence, could matter, could help, could be enough to keep breathing, to see morning, to not die, not yet, not tonight. Dawn came, gray light through destroyed windows, evidence of night survived, of decision unmade, of life chosen, even if chosen by default, by inertia, by presence of witness. Damien was exhausted, empty, but breathing, but alive, but existing. Maria stood, stretched, started toward door, stopped, turned back. I clean Tuesdays. I'll be back next week. If you're here, if you're still, if you've chosen to keep existing, I'll keep coming, keep witnessing, keep staying. If you need, if you want someone who isn't trying to save you, just, just sitting with you, I'm here. She left, quietly, efficiently, like she'd come, like nothing had happened, like she hadn't just saved his life, like she hadn't just given him reason, small reason, tiny reason, but reason, to see Tuesday, to exist until then, to not end it, because someone was coming back. Someone cared if he existed. Someone would notice if he didn't. That was enough, was barely enough, but was enough. For now, for today, for this moment. He chose breath, chose morning, chose not dying, not today, not yet, maybe not ever, maybe. Maria didn't come back Tuesday. She came back Wednesday morning, with groceries, real food, not just coffee. Damien hadn't moved much, had showered, had sat, had breathed, had existed in strange limbo of not dead, but not alive, not ended, but not recovered. Just there, suspended between decisions, between identities, between who he'd been and whoever he might become. The door opened. She entered without knocking. On the space somehow. Not aggressive. Just, just certain. Put groceries on counter. Started cooking. Breakfast. Eggs. Toast. Simple. Domestic. Normal. He watched. Still couldn't process her. This stranger who'd taken his gun. Made coffee. Stayed through his darkness. Returned. Why? Her voice answered before he asked. Because someone did this for me. Because it matters. Because you need to eat. Because small actions. Small daily survival things. Those build foundation. Those create tomorrow. Eat. Then we talk. Then we figure out if you want to keep existing. If you want to fight back. Or if you want to fade. Your choice. But make it fed. Make it clear-headed. Make it real choice, not despair speaking. He ate. First real food in weeks. Tasted like cardboard, but his body responded. Energy. Slight clarity. Reminder he was animal. Had needs beyond emotional. Had physical requirements that mattered. Maria ate across from him. Comfortable silence. When they finished, she cleared plates. Washed them. Methodical. Purposeful. Then sat again. Different configuration. Closer this time. More intimate. Less careful. I understand what you lost. Different details, but same. Same core. Same complete destruction. My husband owned construction company. Small. Successful. Then recession hit. Economy crashed. Projects canceled. Debts called. Everything. Everything collapsed. He tried to save it, to fix it, to salvage. But some collapses, some failures, can't be stopped, can't be fixed, just have to be survived. He couldn't survive it, couldn't accept failure, couldn't see beyond what he'd lost. Her voice was steady, factual, but pain underneath. Old pain, lived in pain. He killed himself, left note blaming economy, blaming banks, blaming me somehow, for not saving him, for not being enough reason to live. Left me with his debts, his failure, his ghost. I lost everything. House, car, possessions, identity. Had to rebuild from nothing, from less than nothing, from negative, from debt and shame and widow status. Had to learn that losing everything, that complete destruction, that's also complete freedom. Nothing left to lose means everything possible to gain. Damien heard her, really heard. The parallel, the understanding, the knowledge earned through surviving what killed her husband. She wasn't theorizing, wasn't guessing, wasn't offering empty platitudes, was speaking from experience, from her own edge, her own gun, her own moment of choosing breath over bullet, choosing tomorrow over ending, choosing to exist. How? How did you? How did you choose? How did you survive? Her answer was simple, brutal, honest. One day at a time. 1 hour when days were too long. One breath when hours were unbearable. I got job cleaning. Mindless. Physical. Let me exist without thinking. Let me move without deciding. Let me earn without building. Just survival. Just basic existence. Until existence became bearable. Until bearable became okay. Until okay became something. Became life. Different life. Smaller life. But mine, actually mine, not attached to anyone else's success, not dependent on anyone's approval. Just mine, built from nothing, built from my hands. My work, my choice. That's freedom. That's power. That's survival. Damien felt something shift. Small shift. Incremental, but shift. His mind, his strategic mind, the part that had built empire, that had survived wars, that had thrived. That part was waking, was processing, was analyzing. What happened wasn't just betrayal, was systematic, was planned, was executed perfectly. That took time, resources, planning. Marco hadn't acted alone, couldn't have, needed help, needed inside information, needed more than just opportunity, needed conspiracy, needed coordination, needed. The pieces were there, hidden, but there. He started talking, thinking aloud, processing. Maria listened, asked questions, simple questions, obvious questions, questions that clarified, that pushed him deeper, that made him see patterns he'd missed. She was sharp, street smart, survivor smart, notice things, read people, survive by observing, by understanding, by seeing beneath surface. Her insights weren't sophisticated, weren't educated, but were accurate, were cutting through his assumptions, his blind spots, his biases, helping him see clearly, see what had actually happened, who had actually betrayed him, why, when, how. 3 days became a week. Maria came daily. Mornings, brought food, made him eat, made him shower, made him engage with physical reality. Afternoons they talked, strategized, planned. She didn't understand his world, his business, his organization, but understood people, understood motivation, understood survival. Her perspective was invaluable, was showing him things he'd missed, connections he'd overlooked, allies who might remain, resources he'd forgotten, possibilities he'd dismissed. His mind cleared, sharpened, focused. The suicidal fog lifted, replaced by purpose, by strategy, by determination to understand, to analyze, to fight back maybe, to reclaim maybe, to to exist with intention instead of just existing. That was that was something. Was progress. Was survival becoming more than just breathing. Becoming. Becoming living. Maybe his respect for her grew. Shifted. Became something more. Something complicated. She'd saved him. Not just physically. Not just taking gun. But seeing him at his worst. His absolute lowest. And not turning away. Not judging. Not demanding he be anything except honest, except present, except willing to try, to breathe, to choose tomorrow. She'd given him something he couldn't name, something precious, something that felt like matching, like being valued, like existing to someone, for someone, with someone. That was, that was new, was intoxicating, was dangerous, was, was attraction, real attraction, not just gratitude, not just dependence, but, seeing her, really seeing her strength, her survival, her quiet competence, her refusal to be anything except authentic, honest, present. That was, that was attractive, was compelling, was, was something he couldn't act on, couldn't acknowledge, couldn't complicate. Not yet, not now, not when he was still broken, still recovering, still learning to exist. Marco learned he was alive. Damien's enemies, Marco's allies, they'd assumed silence meant death, meant suicide, meant problem solved. Learning otherwise was complication, was threat, was unacceptable. They sent someone, professional, quiet, efficient, came during the day, disguised as something, someone, delivery maybe, service call, something normal, something that wouldn't alert, wouldn't warn. Maria was there, was in kitchen, heard the lock, the forced entry, the wrong sound, grab knife, real knife, chef's knife from block Damien had never used. Moved fast, silent, positioned herself between danger and Damien, between threat and the man she'd saved, the man who was becoming something, becoming person she cared about, more than she should, more than was smart, more than was safe, but cared anyway, chose anyway, protected anyway. The assassin entered. Professional, competent, didn't expect resistance, didn't expect witness, didn't expect small woman with large knife and absolute determination. Maria didn't hesitate, didn't think, didn't calculate, just, just acted, just attacked, just protected, slashed, connected, drew blood, screamed, loud, piercing, alert, warning. Damien appeared, still weak, still recovering, but moved, fought. Together they overwhelmed. They survived. They won. Assassin fled, wounded, failed, defeated by Maid with knife, by broken boss finding strength, by partnership, by survival instinct, by something. Damien stared at Maria, at this woman, this cleaning maid, this widow, this survivor, who'd just save his life. Again, who'd fought, who'd bled for him, whose hand was shaking now, whose eyes were wide, whose breath was ragged, but who was standing, was alive, was his. Somehow, in some way, was his ally, his something. Why? His voice was rough. Why fight for me? Why risk yourself? Why? Why stay? Why keep coming back? Why? Why care? Maria set down the knife, looked at him directly, honestly, authentically. Because you matter. Because someone should fight for you. Because I understand rock bottom. Understand wanting to die. Understand choosing to live. That choice. That moment. That's sacred. I witnessed yours. That makes me invested. Makes me care. Makes me want you to survive. To thrive. To become whoever you're becoming. To exist. Because your existence. Your survival. Your life. That matters. To me. Specifically. Personally. Beyond job. Beyond obligation. Beyond anything rational. You matter. To me. The confession hung between them. Changed everything. Acknowledged what had been building. What they'd been dancing around. What couldn't be ignored anymore. Investment. Care. Something deeper. Something more. something that felt like attachment, like connection, like, like beginning, like possibility, like, like something worth protecting, worth fighting for, worth, worth living for maybe. Damien closed distance, carefully, slowly, giving her space to retreat, to refuse, to maintain boundaries. She didn't retreat, didn't refuse, stood her ground, met his eyes, held his gaze, let him see, let him approach, let him, let him touch her face. Gentle, reverent, grateful, amazed. You saved me. Twice. Took my gun. Stayed through darkness. Fought assassin. Bled for me. Why? Why do all this? I'm, I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I'm broken. I'm, I'm not worth this. Not worth you. Maria's hand covered his, held it against her face. You're not nothing. You're becoming something. Something new. Something. Something different from who you were. That person. That becoming person. That's worth saving. Worth fighting for. Worth caring about. Worth. Worth staying for. Worth this. She gestured between them. Whatever this was. Whatever this was becoming. They didn't kiss. Not yet. Too raw. Too fragile. Too much. But held each other. Stood together. Breathed together. Survivors. Partners. Something more than employer and employee. Something beyond rescuer and rescued. Something. Something mutual. Something earned. Something built from shared rock bottom. From witnessed darkness. From survival. From choosing tomorrow. From each other. From partnership. From care that went beyond rational. Beyond appropriate. Beyond everything except honest. Except real. Except necessary. They pulled apart. Saturday. Processed. Attack meant Marco knew. Meant threat was active. Meant survival required more than hiding. Required. Required strategy. Required planning. Required. Required fighting back. Required rebuilding. Required. Required becoming something again. Something powerful. Something dangerous. Something. Something that couldn't be eliminated by single assassin. By betrayal. By anything. I need help. Damien's admission was difficult. Painful. Necessary. Need someone I trust. Someone who sees clearly. Who understands survival. Who isn't part of my old world. Isn't compromised. Isn't anyone except you. Help me. Help me figure this out. Help me rebuild. Help me. Help me become whatever comes next. Officially. As partner. As ally. As whatever you're willing to be. I can't pay you. Can't offer security. Can't offer anything except fighting chance. Except purpose. Except me. Whatever that's worth. Whatever that means. Help me. Please. Maria considered. Should refuse. Should maintain boundaries. Should protect herself. Should walk away from dangerous man. From impossible situation. From everything rational. Everything safe. Everything smart. But looking at him. At Damien. At man who'd been suicidal. Who'd chosen life. Who'd fought assassin. Who was asking. Was trusting. Was vulnerable. Was real. Was worth it. Worth risk. Worth danger. Worth choice. Worth staying. Worth fighting. Worth everything. Yes. Her answer was simple. Definite. Final. I'll help. I'll stay. I'll fight. I'll be whatever you need. Whatever this needs. Partner. Ally. Whatever. I'm in. I'm choosing this. Choosing you. Choosing survival. Together. Choosing fight. Choosing tomorrow. Together. Whatever that means. Whatever that costs. I'm in. They shook hands. Formal. Sealing partnership. Sealing pact. Sealing alliance. Sealing something that felt like beginning. Like foundation. Like building. Like creating something from nothing. From destruction. From rock bottom. From each other. From survival. From choice. From whatever this was becoming. Whatever they were becoming. Together. Partners. Allies. Survivors. Something more. Something indefinable. Something worth fighting for. Worth building. Worth. Worth existing for. Worth. Worth living for. Together. Finally. Completely. Absolutely. Maria moved through the city like ghost. Invisible. Forgettable. Perfect. She cleaned offices where Marco's new lieutenants worked. Cafes where they met. Apartments where they planned. Nobody noticed cleaning lady. Nobody questioned her presence. Nobody saw threat in woman with mop and bucket. She listened, observed, remembered everything, reported to Damien. Names, locations, weaknesses, patterns, information he couldn't get, places he couldn't go, access he'd lost. She provided, became his eyes, his ears, his intelligence network. Single cleaning lady more effective than entire organization had been. Because she was invisible, was overlooked, was underestimated, was perfect spy, perfect weapon, perfect partner. 3 weeks of intelligence gathering revealed everything. Marco's operation was sloppy, arrogant, built on Damien's foundation but maintained poorly. Cracks everywhere, resentments building, money mismanaged, respect earned through fear, not loyalty. Unsustainable, collapsing slowly, just needed push, needed catalyst, needed someone to exploit weaknesses, someone strategic, someone patient, someone who understood that empires weren't taken by force, were reclaimed through precision, through pressure, through, through making enemies destroy themselves. Damien rebuilt carefully, quietly, contacted old allies, ones who'd scattered, who'd survived, who remembered, who owed him, who respected him, who want to return to how things were. When leadership was competent, when organization ran smoothly, when respect was earned, when, when Damien led, small group, loyal group, rebuilding foundation, rebuilding network, rebuilding empire, slowly, methodically, invisibly, until ready, until strong, until time was right. Maria was center of everything, was coordinator, was intelligence, was strategy, was indispensable, not just practically, emotionally. Her presence grounded him, her insights sharpened him, her belief, her absolute certainty that he'd succeed, that he'd reclaim, that he'd win. That belief sustained him, pushed him, made him, made him better, stronger, smarter, made him want to deserve her faith, her loyalty, her, her investment, made him want to be worthy, be man she believed in, be something, be someone, be her somehow, in whatever way that meant, however that worked, be hers. Marco's people noticed something, couldn't identify what, just, just feeling, just sense that something was happening, something building, something wrong. Investigated, followed money, followed communications, followed, followed patterns, found nothing concrete, nothing definite, just, just threads, just possibilities, just woman, cleaning woman, who worked multiple locations, who'd been around longer than Marco's takeover, who was everywhere. Was she coincidence? Or was she something else? Something more? Something connected. Investigation revealed her history, revealed her connection, revealed she'd been cleaning Damien's penthouse, had continued even after collapse, after betrayal, after, after everything, was still cleaning, still visiting, still there, with him, for him, working with him. Was she his spy, his intel, his, his weapon, his weakness, his everything? The targeting was inevitable, obvious, strategic. Kill her, break him, again, permanently. Man who'd survived betrayal, who'd survived losing everything, might not survive losing her, losing woman who'd saved him, who'd stayed, who'd become everything, become reason, become purpose, become love maybe, probably, definitely. Break that, break him, end threat, end resurrection, end everything, permanently, completely. Finally, the attempt came during routine cleaning job. Marco's lieutenant's office building. 3rd floor. Late evening. She was alone. Should have been safe. Should have been. should have been invisible, protected by obscurity, protected by underestimation, protected by nothing. They were waiting. Knew her pattern, knew her schedule, knew she'd be vulnerable, be alone, be, be perfect target, perfect victim, perfect, perfect leverage. For men, professional, efficient, grabbed her in stairwell, covered her mouth, restrained her, fast, practiced, perfect execution, almost, almost perfect. Maria wasn't helpless, wasn't victim, wasn't unprepared. Damien had insisted, had trained her, basic self-defense, awareness, escape techniques, had armed her, small blade, hidden, accessible, had prepared her for this, for exactly this. She fought, didn't freeze, didn't panic, fought. Blade found flesh, screaming found voice, escape found opening. She broke free, ran, wounded one, screaming, drawing attention, creating witnesses, creating survival, barely, narrowly, desperately, but survived, escaped, made to street, to people, to safety, called Damien, voice shaking, breathless, terrified, but, but alive, but safe, but, but existing. Damien's terror was absolute, visceral, overwhelming. Hearing her voice, hearing fear, hearing what almost happened. What could have happened? What would have happened if she'd been slower, weaker, less prepared, lesser, lost her, almost lost her. The realization hit like bullet, like ending, like, like everything. He loved her, not just needed, not just respected, not just valued, loved, completely, desperately, absolutely, loved this woman, this maid, this widow, this survivor, this partner, this everything. Loved her, realized it in moment of almost losing, realized, realized she was everything, was reason, was purpose, was life, was love, was his, wanted to be his, needed to be his, had to be his, couldn't lose, couldn't risk, couldn't let danger touch her, had to protect, had to send her away. Maria arrived at penthouse, shaking, adrenaline crashing, but whole, alive, safe. Damien was waiting, pulled her in, held her, crushed her against him, breathing her, feeling her, confirming real, confirming alive, confirming his. You have to leave. His voice was broken, desperate, final. Have to go, have to hide, have to be safe. Away from me, away from this, away from danger I bring. Can't lose you, can't risk you, can't let them use you, hurt you, take you. Have to leave. Now, tonight, forever. Have to be safe. Have to survive. Even if that means away from me, means ending this, means losing you anyway, but losing you alive. That's acceptable. That's necessary. That's only option. Leave. Please leave. Please be safe. Please survive. Even if I don't. Even if this kills me differently. Knowing you're alive. That's enough. Has to be enough. Leave. Maria pulled back. Looked at him. Saw his fear. His love. His everything written on face, usually carefully controlled. Saw vulnerability. Saw truth. Saw her. Saw what she meant. What she was. What he felt. Match what she felt. What she'd been denying. What she'd been fighting. What she couldn't fight anymore. I love you. Her confession was simple, direct, undeniable. Love you. Not leaving. Not hiding. Not running. Did that once. When my husband needed me. Ran from his pain. His failure. His ending. Chose safety over staying. Chose self-preservation over partnership. He died alone. Because I wasn't strong enough. Wasn't brave enough. Wasn't enough. Not making that mistake again. Not leaving. Not abandoning. Not choosing safety over you. Over us. Over this. Whatever this is. love you, staying, fighting, together, not apart, together. That's, that's only option, only choice, only way forward, together, always, finally, completely. Damien kissed her, desperate, claiming, terrified, grateful, confused, certain, everything, everything in that kiss, everything he felt, everything he feared, everything everything he wanted, needed, loved, everything. She kissed back, matched his intensity, his desperation, his, his everything. They broke apart, both breathing hard, both knowing everything changed, knowing they were in this, together, completely, irrevocably, knowing danger was real, knowing risk was absolute, knowing, knowing they'd chosen each other, chosen survival, chosen fighting, together, choosing love, dangerous love, impossible love, necessary love, love built from rock bottom, from survival, from, from partnership, from, from everything they'd become, everything they were, everything they were choosing, together, despite danger, despite risk, despite everything rational, everything safe, everything, everything except what mattered. Each other, love, survival, together, always, finally, absolutely. They planned together, strategy shifting, now protecting her, now keeping her visible but guarded, now, now using attempt as message, as declaration, as, as war. Maria wasn't hiding, wasn't stopping, was bait now, intentional bait, protected bait, but bait, drawing them out, making them expose, making them commit, making them, making them vulnerable, dangerous, risky, terrifying, but, but effective, but necessary, but, but only way, only path, only, only option that didn't involve her hiding, didn't involve separation, didn't involve losing each other. This way they fought together, protected together, survived together, won together, or died together, but together. That was, that was acceptable. That was, that was choice. That was, that was love. That was, that was everything. The attack came at the penthouse. Marco's final move. Overwhelming force. Professional team. Serious weapons. Serious intent. Serious, serious ending. For Damien. For Maria. For everything. Damien's small team defended. Barely. Desperately. Maria fought beside them. Armed now. Trained now. Dangerous now. Not victim. Not liability. Not weakness. Strength. Partner. Equal. Fighter. Survivor. They held. Barely. Casualties on both sides. Building damaged. Blood spilled. But held. But survived. But, but won. Marco's team retreated. Failed. Defeated. Message received. Message sent. Damien Cross was back. Was dangerous. Was not victim. Was not broken. Was survivor. Was fighter. Was boss. Again. Still. Always. Victory revealed something. Someone. Betrayer within Damien's small loyal group. Someone feeding information. Someone enabling attacks. Someone close. Someone trusted. Someone who'd been there from beginning. From first recruitment. First contact. First everything. Nico. His oldest friend. His first lieutenant. His brother. Not Marco this time. Marco was obvious. Was expected. Was enemy. Nico was friend. Was ally. Was betrayer. Worse betrayer. Deeper betrayer. More painful betrayer. Why? Money. Fear. Resentment. Decades old. Hidden. Festering. Waiting. Finally acting. Finally destroying. Or trying. Failing. But trying. Betrayal complete. Trust shattered. Again. Differently. Worse somehow. Same somehow. Pain. Absolute pain. But different response. Different Damien. Damien, who'd survived. Who'd rebuilt. Who'd loved. Who had Maria. Had reason beyond empire. Had something. Something more. Something. Something that meant betrayal hurt. But didn't destroy. Didn't end. Didn't break. Not anymore. Not. Not now. Now he had foundation, had love, had her, had survival, had tomorrow, regardless, despite, because, because of her, because of love, because of choice, because of everything that mattered, everything that sustained, everything that meant betrayal was pain, was anger, was, was problem, but not ending, not, not destruction, not, not unbearable, just, just, just something to handle, to, to survive, to, to overcome, together, with her, with, with Maria, with love, with, with partnership, with, with everything that mattered now. Marco made his final move within 48 hours. Coordinated attack. Everything he'd stolen. Every resource. Every man. Every weapon. Everything. Overwhelming force meant to erase Damien permanently. To eliminate the resurrected threat. To end the comeback before it threatened his stolen empire. The attack targeted the penthouse. Where it started. Where Damien had been broken. Where he'd nearly ended himself. Where Maria had found him. Saved him. Changed everything. Full circle. Poetic. Final. Marco brought 60 men. Serious firepower. Serious intent. Serious ending. But Damien knew. Maria's intelligence. Her observations. Her network of cleaning ladies. Of overlooked women. Of invisible observers. They'd seen. They'd reported. They'd warned. Damien was prepared. Was waiting. Was ready. Had 20 men. Loyal men. Real men. Men who remembered. Who chose. Who fought for leader worth following. Not numbers Marco had, but quality, strategy, position, preparation, everything Marco lacked, everything Damien had relearned, everything Maria had taught, patience, observation, strategic waiting, letting enemy commit, letting enemy expose, then striking, precisely, devastatingly. Finally, the battle was brutal, quick, decisive. Marco's force broke against prepared defense, against superior position, against men fighting for something beyond money, fighting for loyalty, for respect, for leader who'd earned it, who'd survived, who'd returned, who'd proven strength wasn't just power, was resilience, was surviving, was everything they respected, everything they followed, everything they'd missed under Marco's arrogant, incompetent leadership. Damien directed from command center, Maria beside him, her observations, her insights, her strategic mind complementing his tactical one. Partnership, perfect partnership, seeing what he missed, suggesting moves he hadn't considered, being equal, being partner, being everything. They won, decisively, completely, absolutely. Marco's force scattered, defeated, destroyed. Organization dismantled. Power erased. Empire acclaimed. Marco himself was captured, brought to Damien, bleeding, broken, defeated, facing man he betrayed, man he destroyed, man who'd survived, who'd returned, who'd won. Fear in his eyes. Absolute fear. Knowing what came next. Knowing mercy was an option. Wasn't possibility. Wasn't anything Damien would offer. You took everything. Damien's voice was cold. Final. Took my empire. My respect. My life. Thought you'd kill me. Thought betrayal was complete. Was final. Was ending. But you missed something. Missed that. That destruction. That rock bottom. That moment of losing everything. That's also freedom. That's also transformation. That's also becoming something new. Something you can't understand, can't fight, can't destroy, because I've already been destroyed, already survived, already won, by existing, by surviving, by rebuilding. You've already lost. This is just formality, just ending, just justice. Marco died quickly, professionally, message sent but not lingered over. not about revenge, about, about closure, about ending threat, about, about moving forward, about, about building, not destroying, not becoming what he'd fought, what he'd survived, what, what Maria had saved him from, becoming monster, becoming, becoming nothing except rage, except revenge, except, except emptiness. She'd save him from that, kept him human, kept him purposeful, kept him, him, better evolve him built for destruction, but not defined by it, not, not consumed by it, not, not becoming it, just, just surviving it, learning from it, building, building something better, something stronger, something, something actually his, actually theirs, actually, actually worth protecting, worth building, worth, worth living for. Recovery was systematic. Damien's network activated. Old connections restored. Assets recovered. Territories reclaimed. Respect. Respect rebuilt. Organization reformed. But different. Better. Built on loyalty earned. On trust proven. On leadership deserved. Not demanded. Not forced. Not, not inherited. Earned. Through survival. Through resilience. Through proving worth following. Worth trusting. Worth everything. Maria was center, was official, was partner, publicly, openly, his right hand, his advisor, his everything. Staff accepted, organization accepted, world accepted, because she'd proven herself, proven capability, proven worth, proven everything, through intelligence, through strategy, through saving him, through staying, through fighting, through everything that mattered. 3 months after Marco's death, empire rebuilt, stronger, better, more stable, more ethical somehow, more human, more something that included her influence, her perspective, her humanity, her insistence that power, that empire, that everything had to mean something, had to serve something, had to be more than just accumulation, just control, just power for power's sake. Had to matter, had to mean something to someone, to people who depended, who trusted, who followed, had to be worth following, worth trusting, worth everything. She taught him that, reminded him, made him better, made him worthy, made him deserving of success, of power, of her, made him want to deserve her. Every day, every moment, every decision, made with thought, with care, with consciousness that someone he loved, someone whose opinion, whose judgment, whose love mattered, made him better, made him worthy. Finally, actually, really, he found her in the penthouse. Their penthouse now. She moved in, officially, completely, made it theirs, made it home, not just his place, their place, their space, their everything. She was on the balcony, looking at city he controlled, city they'd reclaimed, city that was theirs. He stood behind her, wrapped arms around her, held her, his everything, his salvation, his life. I've been thinking. His voice was quiet, certain, final, about that night. Night you found me. Night I almost ended it. Almost pulled trigger. Almost died. You saved me. Took gun. Made coffee. Stayed. Simple actions. But everything. Changed everything. Saved everything. Saved me. Not just that night. Every day since. Every moment. Every time I wanted to quit, to give up, to surrender. You stayed. You fought. You believed. When I couldn't. When I had nothing. You saw something. Saw possibility. Saw me. Real me. Broken me. Destroyed me. And stayed anyway. Chose anyway. Fought anyway. Loved anyway. You saved my life. But more than that. Saved. Saved my soul. Saved. Saved my humanity. Saved. Saved everything that mattered. Everything that made me. Me. Not just boss. Not just power. But, but person. Human. Someone. Someone worth. Worth loving. Worth. Worth saving. You. You did that. You. You're everything. Everything I never knew I needed. Everything I couldn't live without. Everything. 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 Maria turned in his arms. Looked up at him. Saw her. Her salvation. Her purpose. Her everything. You saved me too. Her confession matched his. You gave me purpose. Gave me reason. Gave me something. Something to fight for. Something to care about. Something to love. My husband. His death. His ending. Left me empty. Left me just existing. Just surviving. Just waiting to join him maybe. To end too. Then I found you. Found someone needing what I could give. Needing me. Specifically. Personally. Needed to stay. To witness. To care. That need. That matching. That being necessary. Being valued. Being chosen. That saved me. Gave me reason. Gave me life. Again. New life. Different life. Life with you. With purpose. With love. With everything. Everything that matters. You did that. You saved me. By needing me. By letting me stay. By choosing me. By loving me. You saved me. Completely. Absolutely. Finally, they stood together, holding each other. Two survivors. Two people who'd found each other at bottom, at edge, at ending. Found reason. Found purpose. Found each other. Found love. Impossible love. Necessary love. Love built from nothing. From destruction. From rock bottom. From survival. From choice. From everything that mattered. Damien pulled back slightly, reached into pocket, pulled out box, small box, opened it, ring, simple, beautiful, perfect, marry me. His proposal was simple, direct, absolute. Marry me, be mine, officially, permanently, completely, be my partner, my equal, my everything, be wife, be queen, be mine, always, forever. Finally, marry me, here, where you found me, where you saved me, where everything started, where everything changed, here, where I almost died, almost ended, almost lost everything, including chance to know you, to love you, to have this moment, this future, this everything, here, where it started, where you changed everything. Marry me, make it official, make it permanent, make it forever. Maria didn't hesitate. Yes. Her answer was immediate, certain, final. Yes. Marry you, be yours, be ours, be everything. Yes. Always yes. Forever yes. Absolutely yes. He slipped a ring on her finger. Perfect fit. Like everything about them. About this. Perfect. Necessary. Right? They kissed. Sealing promise. Sealing future. Sealing everything. Everything they'd built. Everything they'd survived. Everything they'd become. Together. Always together. From rock bottom. From edge. From ending. To this. To beginning. To everything. To love. To partnership. To future. To forever. Together. Finally. Completely. Absolutely. Wedding was small. Private. Just people who mattered. People who'd helped. Who'd stayed. Who'd fought. Who'd survived. Family. Real family. Chosen family. Loyal family. Maria wore simple dress. White, beautiful, perfect. Damien wore suit. Black, expensive, perfect. They stood together. Vowed, promised, committed. Forever, always, completely. Organization celebrated. Accepted, welcomed. Queen, partner, equal. Maria, their salvation too. There, their proof that boss, that leader, that, that Damien, was, was human, was, was worthy, was, was something, something more than power, more than fear, more than violence, was person, was man, who loved, who valued, who, who chose, who, who built, who, who created, who led with purpose, with, with meaning, with, with something, something that mattered, something that included them, valued them, respected them, something, something worth following, worth loyalty, worth everything. Empire thrived under joint leadership, under partnership, under, under them, together, stronger together, better together, complete together. Damien's power, Damien's strategy, Damien's, Damien's everything, combined with Maria's insight, Maria's observation, Maria's humanity, Maria's everything. Perfect combination, perfect partnership, perfect everything. They built, they created, they ruled, together, equally, completely. The maid who'd found broken boss, who'd taken his gun, who'd made coffee, who'd stayed, who'd saved him, now stood beside him, now ruled with him, now loved him, publicly, openly, completely. The boss who'd lost everything, who'd almost ended it, almost died, now thrived, now lived, now loved, completely, absolutely, finally, together. They'd found each other, at bottom, at edge, at ending, found beginning, found purpose, found love, found everything that mattered, everything that sustained, everything that made survival worth it, made living worth it, made everything worth it, each other, love, partnership, survival, together, always, forever, finally, completely, absolutely. Years later, sitting same balcony, same penthouse, where it started, where she found him, where he almost ended. They remembered, talked about that night, about gun, about coffee, about staying, about everything that led here, that led to this life, this love, this everything, grateful, amazed, blessed, that rock bottom, that ending, became beginning, became foundation, became everything good, everything real, everything worth living for, worth surviving for, worth fighting for, each other, love, partnership, family, empire, everything built from nothing, from destruction, from despair, from almost ending, to this, to everything, to life, to love, to forever, together, always, finally, completely, absolutely, the maid, the boss, rock bottom, rising together, to heights, to everything, to love, forever, always, completely. Damien Cross lost everything to betrayal, empire, family, will to live. Maria found him at rock bottom, took his gun, made coffee, stayed through darkness. Together, they proved that sometimes hitting rock bottom means the only direction left is up, and the person who finds you at your lowest might be the one meant to rise with you to your highest. From suicide attempt to empire rebuilt, from maid and broken boss to partners, equals, lovers, from nothing to everything, From ending to beginning, from despair to hope, from alone to together, from rock bottom to heights neither imagined. Love born from mutual destruction, rising together, surviving together, building together, forever. Would you have stayed with someone at rock bottom? Would you have taken the gun and made coffee instead of running? Drop is absolutely insane. Share this with someone who believes in second chances, in finding love in impossible places, in surviving together. More stories of redemption and